Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering. That's right, Lo-Fi's and low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be global news show. It's Tuesday, Lo-Fi Nation, and you know what that means. It's time for Tuesday's Top 10 list. And today, a very interesting list. A list that I believe we can all connect to. A list that makes us think, how connected are we? Today's top 10 list countries with the highest percent of the population connected to the internet. Or, in other words, the highest internet connectivity rates in the world. And our data come from the United Nations organization known as the International Telecommunications Union. We'll get into the data more after the list, but just know it's the percent of the population that have connected to the internet within the past 12 months using any digital device. Now, straight to it, the list. Coming in at number 10, Qatar, with 95.94% of their population being internet users. Number 9, the United States, with 96.26% being internet users. Number 8, Sweden, at 96.41%. Number 7, Norway, with 96.51%. Number 6, Monaco, at 97.05%. Now to our top 5. Coming in at number 5 is Luxembourg with an internet domestication rate of 97.83%. Number 4 is Kuwait at 98% internet diffusion. Number 3 is Liechtenstein at 98.1% connectivity. Number 2, Iceland with 98.26%. And number 1, a 5 count for you to guess. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Andorra, with 98.87% of their population having connected to the internet in the last 12 months. Oh yeah, Andorra, you're connected for sure. Now, for the time I know you've all been waiting for. Let the bitching begin. Yes, I can hear you moaning and complaining about this list from a mile away. Because we're all connected, right? So firstly, why this exact data when talking about people connecting to the internet in different countries? A reasonable question. And in truth, there's a lot of different ways we could have went about this list. For instance, most lists having to do with internet connectivity around the world just give countries with the most internet users. And you can probably guess, that list is pretty damn correlated with countries with the most people/largest populations, topped by countries like China, India, the US, Indonesia, Brazil, Nigeria, etc., etc. But you see, that's just it. The list doesn't take into account how many people actually live in the country. So you have no sense of what we view as the important question. What percent of the population in a given country is connected? You see, we don't worry about how many people. We worry about what percent when comparing across countries. China has more internet users than any other country in the world. Fact. But as far as percent of the population that are internet users, they don't even appear in the top 10. And according to our list here, you know what number China is as far as percent of the population connected to the internet? They're number 98, with only 63.33% of the population having connected in the last 12 months. So yeah, we're not worried about the fact that they have the most internet users in the world. Now, you could always come at me for choosing a list that quantifies that percentage based on a loose definition like people who connected to the internet in the last 12 months. And as far as that goes, yeah, I'll give you that one. Because to us, a person who only connected to the net one time over the past year really isn't what we'd call an internet user, nor are they representative of a true percent of the population that connects to the net. For instance, the United States, generally speaking, most statistics for percent of the population that are internet users hovers around 88% or so, give or take. Our list puts it at 96%. That's an 8% increase, which is a lot of people. It makes the US look far more connected online than what they really are. Now, you could say, well, what's 8%? That's not much. And to that we reply, really, the question should be, what's 8% of the population of the US in terms of real numbers? Well, you know we here at Lofi Poli Sci love us some math, and we know you out there sure as hell hate some homework. So we'll do it for you. The US has a population of roughly 326 million people. 8% of that is about 26 million people. So this means that our list here actually says the US has 26 million more people connected to the internet than what's the reality. 26 million people more. So yeah, 8% is a lot in that context. And this, of course, brings us back to the initial question. Why then, knowing all of this, did we choose this exact list to go on? And frankly, I have to give you that shitty answer. And no, the answer is I don't know. The answer is because global comparative data about the percentage of people in all countries across the world that are connected to the internet really isn't that good. Some countries, yes, it's great. We have a bunch of different statistics. Other countries, it's almost non-existent. Some countries only have very particular statistics for very particular years, and we have to make do with that. It's simple and tragic, but we have to make do with what we got. So our data are not perfect. Though isn't that always the case? I mean, truly, there is no such thing as perfect data out there. I can tell you what we did do, though. This should make you feel a little bit better about our list and its accuracy, as well as justify why we made this choice. We did some extra homework while searching for other lists for similar statistics, and being all into that comparative perspective, you know us, we looked for patterns in the data. And all the lists we looked at point in the exact same direction, and provide the same trends in data, which directly implies the countries that appear on our top 10 list today belong there. The percentages may be off a bit in some cases, and perhaps a country or two would drop off and others would be added if our data were more accurate. But for the most part, our country inclusions are accurate for the global pattern of top 10 countries with the highest percentage of the population that have connected to the internet in the last 12 months. Now, what's really going to blow your mind is the opposite end of this list. Because if this list overestimates the percent of internet users in a country, that will have major implications for countries with the lowest percent of internet users in their population. But that conversation is for next week. And that's this Tuesday's Top 10 list. If you want letters of the Lofi Poli Sci, get at me. Issue 2 comes out on Saturday. Do you have a top 10 list idea? Send it to me. Got good news to share? Share it with me. Interested in being a co-host? Interested in the Flashcast, live stream, episode takeovers? Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Peace and well-being to all my human beings out there. Much love and always the best. Pickering, signing off.